Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cece here, back with another video. So this is going to be another palette swatch party review on this palette right here, the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette. This palette's been out for a little while. I can't remember when this exactly launched, but I got this in May for my birthday. It was something that I have been looking at online for a while. I've been seeing some other girls doing some really bomb looks with it, so I was like, a colorful palette for this summer, yes, come through. I think I need that in my life. So I'm going to be letting you guys know my thoughts on the palette. I actually just filmed this look that I'm wearing right now using this palette right here. I even used the one of the eyeshadow shades for a inner corner highlight and a face highlight. So that video may be up before this one, I'm not sure, but either way I will definitely link that below. So if you want to see how these shadows actually apply, you can definitely check that video out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this palette. Like I said, this palette is available at BH Cosmetics website. Ulta sells BH Cosmetics, but I do not think that they have this particular palette on their site. The last time I checked, it was not on there. So I would definitely say go to BH Cosmetics website if you are interested in getting this palette. So this is what the palette looks like. And you open it up and you have your nice size mirror here. And these are all the shades. So as you can see, you get a good variety. You get from pinks to purples to blues to greens, oranges. You definitely have shimmers and mattes, which I love. And then you have these two shades at the bottom. It doesn't say on the website what they're actually used for, so I'm not sure if these are supposed to be beige shades or like shades, to make your color stand out more. I don't know. What I've been doing is using this shade right here as an inner corner highlight and a face highlight. I have not touched this shade here. My thought is maybe they incorporated this as like a black base, but to me, like, if you're gonna use a black base, you really need something cream based. Like, black eyeshadows just really don't make eyeshadows stand out that much to me. So I don't know, but then I mean, maybe it's just supposed to be a black shadow, that you can use for liner or for like smoky eye looks. I don't know, but it's in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to do some swatches. I'm gonna swatch all these rows, 4 rows at a time, and then these bottom 2 shades here, so you guys can actually see what the colors look like. I am not going to use primer. I am just going to swatch them real life, so you can see exactly what the pigmentation is like on these, and then I'll come back on here and let you know my thoughts on that. This is the first row of shadows, one swatch. This is the second row of shadows, one swatch. This is the third row. This shade right here, I tried to get a good swatch for you guys, but it's like rock hard in the pan. So that was the best swatch I could get, but that is the third row. This is the fourth row that I would say is like the shimmer row. Like, honestly, I would have gotten the palette just for this row alone, because like, do you see every single shimmer is so pigmented, so beautiful, just I will definitely hit pan on every one of these shades because it's so gorgeous. But not least, these are the 2 shades at the bottom. This is that highlighter shade, and this is the black. The black actually looks really, really pigmented, as does the highlight shade, so I'm definitely feeling these 2 shades right here. So those are the swatches. So what do I think of this palette? Okay, so I'm gonna give you pros and cons because just like any palette that you buy, I mean, you're not gonna love everything about it. There's always gonna be some pros and some cons. So the pros of this palette is that it is an affordable palette. BH Cosmetics always has a good sale. So if there's something on the site that you want, just wait until it goes on sale and you get a really good deal on it. I do like that they incorporated a lot of different colors in here. I mean, you've got shimmers, you've got mattes, you've got blue, green, purple, orange, pink, even some browns, like at the bottom, like pinky browns, shimmery shades. I do like that. I do like the idea of these bottom two shades where you have like your black and you've got like your, I don't even know how to describe this. It's kind of like a lime green holographic kind of color, but I do like the idea of this palette. So I feel like as far as creating different looks with this palette, you can definitely get a good bang for your buck with this palette. Okay, things that I do not like about this palette. The fallout is all the way real with this palette. Okay, like for me personally, I don't think anybody likes fallout, but I always do my eyes first. So if you have fallout, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle to take your makeup wipe and wipe away, and then, you know, you may have to worry about like reapplying, like if you do like eye cream or something like that. You know, it is a little irritating to have to do that extra step, but that's not gonna make me like not buy a palette just because there's fallout. I mean, as long as the eyeshadows are pigmented, I can deal with the fallout. I will say, just like every other BH Cosmetics palette that I have, some of the shades are more pigmented than others. Like this fourth row here with all the shimmer shades, I was like dying over those swatches. But then like, okay, in today's tutorial, for example, that I filmed, so I was really trying to get like this orange shade right here to work for me. And as you can see, I'm like digging my finger into it, and this is the best swatch that I can get. Like that's nothing. That's like chalk in the pan. So I wasn't feeling that. So I mean, like some of the shades are just not gonna work. Like this yellow here, which was the whole reason I wanted the palette, because I was like, oh my god, I really like this yellow. It swatches really, really bright, but then like you'll see in the tutorial that I did when I tried to use it on my eye, it just did not go on my eye. Like it looked like I had nothing there. So you always have that as an issue. As far as the quality of these eyeshadows, I mean, I think overall they're pretty good. I used this pink shade on my lid today, and you know, as you can see, that's showing up. I used this green in my crease. You can see it a little bit, but not really. I used this orange. You can definitely see that. This is like a banging highlight. So, I mean, it's kind of hit and miss, you know. Anytime I buy a palette that's under $20, I really don't have like high expectations for it. But, I mean, I do feel like this palette is a good palette for what it's worth, you know, for it being a affordable palette. I mean, I feel like it's a good palette. I feel like you can get some good looks out of this one. I would say though, like, this is not a go-to palette, you know, because I feel like the matte shades to me could definitely be more pigmented than what they are. So I use this as like an accent palette. You know, if I want like a really good shimmer shade or a really good pop of color, I'll go to this palette. But I wouldn't say like buy this palette and you can create any look that you want with transition shades and mattes and shimmers and everything. No, this is definitely like if you already have a good amount of palettes and you just kind of want some pops of colors here and there, this palette would be more like an accent palette. It definitely wouldn't be a, you know, everything you need is in this palette. But overall, I don't regret I don't regret purchasing it. I'm glad that I have it. I definitely have some nice shimmers, some nice pops of colors that I don't have in other palettes, and overall I do like the palette. I just wish that it was a little bit more pigmented, and I do wish that the matte shades showed up on me a little bit better, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, there's never going to be a 100% perfect palette unless it's something that you create yourself. So yeah, that is my review on this BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette. Like I said, I will link the tutorial so that you can definitely see how these shades apply in real life. And if you have any questions about the palette, or if you have any palettes that you would like me to do a review on, definitely leave that below in the comment section and I will get that up as soon as I possibly can. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time in my next video. Bye guys.